I toasted my transmission or cooked my clutch. eBay Motors has all the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors, let's ride.
Put your business top of mind with customers this holiday season. iHeart Ad Builder is the cost-effective way to create a custom radio ad that can reach customers wherever they go. Answer a few questions online and Ad Builder does the rest. Get started at iHeartAdBuilder.com.
Hey, it's Mark Starling from First News on 570 for my friends over at Casablanca Cigar Bar. And I got to tell you, this is my new spot for business and for pleasure. Sam, Brooke, and Jackie will make sure all of your cigar and cocktail needs are taken care of. They have a wide selection of the finest cigars in every price point, and their selection of spirits and craft cocktails will have your taste buds watering. So whether it's a smoke and a cocktail at their Biltmore Village location or just a smoke at their new retail location in Hendersonville that has a gorgeous back patio, Casablanca Cigar Bars has all the relaxation you need.
Do you really want to go through another year with that awful joint pain? Don't do it. Resolve right now to get yourself moving again for 2022. It's time to call QC Kinetic, non-surgical regenerative treatments for joint pain. We're talking lasting results using natural biologics. No surgery, no pain meds, no steroids, and no downtime. This is really exciting stuff. Regenerative restorative treatments that actually encourage your body to heal itself using highly concentrated natural biologics. Patients rave about it for hip pain relief, knee pain relief, shoulder and back pain relief. Don't let them keep giving you steroids, and don't let them tell you your surgery is your only option. Get a free second opinion at QC Kinetics. Do it now and imagine life in 2022 without pain. Call the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics now. 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517.
Leftovers are so good. Turkey, cranberry sauce, dressing, and that last slice of apple pie. You know what the worst leftover is? Stains lingering on your carpets. That's why I trust Zero Res Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning. Only Zero Res uses patented technology in ZR water, which is scientifically proven to get your home incredibly clean. No soaps, no residue. Right now, you can get 3 rooms of carpet clean for only $119 when you mention ESPN Asheville. Call today, 828-209-7000, or schedule online at ZeroResAsheville.com. Zero Res, the right way to clean.
When the kids turn unholy, Harrelson's Own keeps my patience divine.
Life can be chaotic, but Harrelson's Own CBD helps keep you calm through any storm. We make every bottle of Harrelson's Own from 100% organic CBD, hand-harvested right from the farm. Our nano-emulsified technology makes it so your body absorbs it immediately, so you start to feel it in seconds, not 60 minutes. It's actually one of the fastest-acting CBDs on the market today. Some people take it for general well-being. For me, it just makes everything about my day a little better.
It helps me relax. It helps me be there with my kids. Give your life a boost.
So to sum it all up, you're going to feel the benefits quickly, love the way it feels, pay a fair price, and you're going to thank us for it. Give Harrelson's Own a try, from our family to yours. Go to HarrelsonCBD.com to order yours now. HarrelsonCBD.com.
From the Ingles studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
Cowboys and Saints in New Orleans. Receiver Amari Cooper expected to play tonight after missing the previous 2 games for the Cowboys due to testing positive for COVID-19. Taysom Hill set to make his first start of the season for the Saints at quarterback. Source telling ESPN's Diana Rossini Saints running back Alvin Kamara will not play tonight. Buster Only earlier today with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max on Major League Baseball's first lockout since 1990.
These two sides have demonstrated that, the two leadership groups have demonstrated they don't cooperate, they don't collaborate, the conversations aren't going anywhere. It really does feel like, as Jeff Passan said, like the two sides are speaking completely different languages.
That is ESPN's Buster Only. It is baseball's 9th work stoppage in Major League Baseball history. Jeff Passan set to join Canty and Golick Jr. in 10 minutes. College football, Nebraska quarterback Adrian Martinez has entered the transfer portal. Colorado State has fired head coach Steve Adazio after 2 seasons.
We're back on Friday reacting to Thursday night football, as we'll tell you if the Cowboys get back on track or continue to let the other teams close the gap in the divisional race. Friday morning on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, ESPN Radio.
in the heart of Beer City, USA. Two men, one journey, to create a sports show unlike any other. Unfiltered, raw, and honest. One of them played a soccer goalie opposite Ben Stiller. The other once scored 6 points on Steph Curry. These guys know their shit. Let's go! Tank Spencer, Jeremy Greene, The Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets. Low prices, love the savings. And Wicked Weed Brewing. Drink different.
And welcome into the Sportsocracy. I'm Tank Spencer. Jeremy Greene is alongside, and it is a wonderful, beautiful day in the neighborhood.
I wore entirely too many clothes today.
That is a statement that I never want to hear you say again.
Well, here's the thing. We've been outside all day.
We have. We've been down at the Ingles on Smoky Park Highway for the Ingles Magical Christmas Toy Drive, benefiting Eblin Charities St. Nicholas Project, hanging out down there with Josh and Ariel and all the fine folks at Ingles and Melissa Level and Smoking Joe Lasher, who's got a kicktail new
it's
food
fantastic.
Truck. Holy smokes.
And it produces fantastic food.
Gosh.
Ask me how I know.
He made some chicken today that was absolutely amazing. They got the stage set up down there. They're going to have live music each and every evening of the toy drive going today, tomorrow, and of course wrapping up on Saturday afternoon. We'll be back out there tomorrow morning. But it was shockingly a great day. Look, I've been doing the toy drive for many, many years. And I can remember doing it during the polar vortex. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
When we had that
that's what I thought, is that it was going to be freezing.
Right. And it's 70 degrees outside. And it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day in December, and we are glad you're along for the ride with us here in the Sportsocracy. 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400, and of course heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. This hour of the program, as always, brought to you by Ingles. Low prices, love the savings. Get in on the YouTube stream. Go to thesportsocracy.com, click on the live video link, join the House of Reprehensibles, subscribe to the channel. Well, you have to subscribe to the channel first, and then you can join the House of Reprehensibles, and of course you can share it out with all of your friends. We had a recorded morning show this morning, and usually what we do on Thursdays, we call it Threadbare Thursdays, where you get to just throw out topics for us to talk about. And so we're going to do that today on this here program.
We've never tried this before on the radio. This is either going to be quite conducive, which is what we hope, or it's going to be a horrid failure, which I don't believe it will be. We have wonderful people in our chat that throw out great questions all the time. The other thing is that any super chats or anything like that, those will be donated to Eblin Charities St. Nicholas Project. So if you have a question you really want to get in, then that is a way to do that and guarantee that we not only see it, but that we answer it as long as it abides by FCC regulations.
Indeed, and in every super chat, we'll get this sound.
I needed a little more warning.
Come on. I thought you had it pulled up over there. You were playing it like crazy before the show started. Yeah, that one. That's the one.
I didn't know which one you were referring to. I thought you were referring to another one.
It's the button that you said, I'm going to use this today for all the super chats.
I'm not going to lie to you. I don't. Not only do I not remember saying that, I don't remember it hitting it not once.
We got Thursday night football coming up tonight, which means we've got a Green on Green that will feature NFL pick.
Oh, yeah, because we have what might possibly be the grossest Thursday night football game you've ever seen.
Well, you got the Dallas Cowboys looking to get back on the horse, and you got the New Orleans Saints they're doing stuff.
Have you seen who's missing this game for the Saints?
Oh, yeah. They got Taysom Hill's going to start at quarterback, and then Alvin Kamara's going to be out. They're also going to be missing Teron Armstead and Ryan Ramczyk on the offensive line.
So I want you to say what I'm getting ready to say. I want you to think this to yourself. They're missing their left tackle, their right tackle, and the only playmaker on this offense.
Yep.
All at one time. Oh, yeah, and what's that player's name that plays for the Cowboys? Oh, yeah, Micah Parsons is on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be very difficult to watch. unless you're a Cowboys fan.
Right. Cowboys fans are going to have a lot of fun tonight. Saints fans, you should probably just go to bed early. Don't even bother turning the game on. It's going to be gross. It's not going to be fun for you. But Jeremy will give you his official picks coming up at the end of this hour.
The line on this game is dumbfounding to me.
Yeah.
You couldn't have set it high enough for me. And it's not even in the ballpark of high enough.
Oh, let me guess. I haven't even looked at it today. Dallas -9.
You're too low. Or no, you're too high.
I'm too high?
Yeah, you're too high.
Okay, well, that's stupid then.
There you go.
Because I thought I was being stupid when I said Dallas -9.
And now, granted, you have to bear in mind that Thursdays have been weird. This is where we got the Dolphins that just scattered, smothered, and covered the Ravens.
True.
That's not happening tonight. There is no one that is going to ride into the sunset for the New Orleans Saints that's going to make this a competitive
It's not going to be the DeMario Davis, Mark Ingram show?
No. But Greene on Greene picks last night. That's another 4-1. Just another,
Nice.
How about those Tar Heels?
Look at you. Oh, gosh. That did my heart some good.
Yeah, you were the one that was poo-pooing my taking of Carolina.
I was poo-pooing all over the place. I even said to Jeremy, not on this show, but off the air, I'm preparing for the butt whipping tonight because, Michigan's ranked in the top 25, and Carolina has struggled at times. I mean, 18 turnovers against UNC Asheville doesn't really give you that warm, fuzzy feeling. The close games that we played with Brown and somebody else, it was some other small school that we played.
College
that it was
of Charleston.
Yeah, College of Charleston. I thought it was going to be disaster, and the boys showed up last
Michigan's
night.
not that good. I mean, I know Carolina fans. I'm not trying to rain on your parade. I'm really not. It was a good game for you last night. Played very well defensively, limited them to 52 points. They're not good. As a matter of fact, they're not good at a level that is really hard for me to believe.
And then on top of that, you had the barn burner between the Charlotte Hornets and the Milwaukee Bucks that came down to the last few seconds.
And then Giannis called game.
Well, yeah.
You're burying the lead there.
You were a millimeter away from saying Miles Bridges called game. That ball went down and out.
And then you also had NC State playing the longest game in the history of creation. 4 overtimes.
Yep. 4 overtime victory against Nebraska, 104-100.
In the ACC Big Ten Challenge.
Yeah, I didn't even check the rest of the scores to see if we won that. And I say we being the ACC.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say no.
Well, I think we had to run the table last night to do so. I mean,
you certainly did not do that.
We went into last night's competition down 6-2 already, I think.
They went 4-2 last night.
Okay.
Their 2 losses were Wisconsin beat Georgia Tech, not by as much as you would have thought.
It was close. And what the heck is going on with Josh Pastner's sideburns?
And Michigan State throttled Louisville.
Did you see Josh Pastner last night? Or
No.
have you seen Josh Pastner so far this season?
No.
He's rotunda than I remember him being.
He's pulling a full Lane Kiffin?
Yeah,
First
he's
year
gotten
at Ole
a little
Miss?
Lane Kiffinish. He's gotten a little chubbier, and his sideburns are off-putting. You once said that to me, that my sideburns were off-putting to you.
Yeah, I've always thought that about you.
Why? What's wrong with them? They're too long? Or?
They're wispy.
They're wispy.
I don't know what to do with that.
All of the hair on my body is wispy. I don't get much of a choice in that.
What? But I just pulled up the picture. Why are they so dark?
Yeah, they're like really dark and they're really thick. It looks like he's wearing fake mutton chops.
It looks like he's getting ready to debut his Vegas Elvis act.
Yep.
He looks like a guy that has a wig that he puts on over top of that to look like Elvis.
Uh-huh. And the top of his head looks like Screech from Saved by the Bell. God rest his soul.
You're not incorrect.
Yeah. This is very strange. But I was impressed. I was impressed because I saw Wisconsin a few days ago. I don't remember who they were playing, but they were just beating the snot out of somebody. So it was kind of impressive to me that Georgia Tech was able to keep that game close and be competitive. Josh Pastner's a good coach.
He is. He's a fine coach.
Mm-hmm.
It's still Georgia Tech, but
yeah.
We have our first question from the from the chat.
Okay.
This is from Jason Trump. With baseball locked out, can the NBA or NHL or some other sport overtake it?
They've already done that.
The NBA's already done that.
Yeah.
The NBA is light years ahead of Major League Baseball at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Now the question is, can the NHL do it?
No.
I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you, and I don't agree with you for one very simple reason.
Okay.
The Major League Baseball is already regional as it sits.
Yes.
And I have no idea who this person was, but I heard somebody on ESPN Radio this morning say, I'm an Orioles fan. If I see the Brewers playing the Giants, I'm not watching that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that is a huge problem for Major League Baseball. Now you have hockey that has us, the mothership, behind it. You notice you're seeing a lot more hockey right now?
Mm-hmm.
Ease of finding something changes a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Hockey got to a point at one time that it wouldn't have been drastically behind where baseball is now. And it did not have anywhere near the push behind it that it has right now.
I'm thinking of the ESPN, the early ESPN 2 days. Is that where you're talking about?
That's about right, yeah.
Like back in the Patrick Waugh days.
Yeah, late 90s, early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
It got to a point where, and now that was a different time. You're talking about TV numbers looked different back then than they do now.
Right.
To me, and this is just me, the NHL is infinitely more consumable than Major League Baseball is. Infinitely. Because there's no urgency. It's always been one of my problems with baseball.
In baseball?
Major League Baseball is a lot like a show that you don't have to watch every episode to know what's going on.
Right.
It's like Friends. Nothing really progressed in Friends where you went, I missed last week. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
The NFL is like Criminal Minds. You know, if you didn't see last week, okay.
Yeah, you got to go back and watch.
You should probably just rewatch that.
Right.
Then watch this.
Right.
And that's a problem for Major League Baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And now you have, what's happened every time we've done this? Every time there's been a labor disagreement, every time there's been anything, Major League Baseball has taken a bath viewership-wise.
Mm-hmm. And they'll continue to do so.
It again.
Yeah, absolutely. I was reading an article earlier today about, I wanted to call him Bud Selig, but then Rob Manfred, the commissioner of baseball, was doing his press conference this morning, and he was saying that, it's really regrettable that we have to come to this stage, but we felt as owners that we needed to, because this, without some urgency, the other side may drag their feet and not come to a quick resolution. This is not the way to do it, guys. Like, every time Major League Baseball goes on a lockout, this is the 9th time that they've done it.
No, this is the 9th work stoppage.
Or the 9th work.
This is the 4th lockout.
Okay, so the 4th lockout.
The others have all been strikes.
Okay. Anyway, anytime the words lockout or strike are mentioned, you lose a certain percentage of your fan base. There are people who look at that and go, I saw it this morning. Mike Morgan, sports freak Mike Morgan, said billionaires locking out millionaires. It's baseball all over again. Maybe I'm just done with baseball now. You lose people like that every time this gets in the news. How did you possibly think that this was going to be a good thing? No one cares anymore. Of all of the baseball fans that, are really tried and true with their teams, really in the weeds every day, watch the games, those are the only people that care. The fair weather fan, the casual baseball fan, they don't give a flip. It does not matter to them.
And here's the problem. This is where I would lean to the hockey side.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, feel free to get your questions in the chat. This is a fan submitted question from our wonderful fan, Jason Trump.
Yes.
The problem that baseball has, they don't have fans like hockey does. Hockey has fans that are crazy people.
Oh, yeah.
We do this for a living. How many crazy people, baseball fans, do you know?
2.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
This is just like what we do. All right, so we are self-sustained on this show. All right, we're not paid by anyone except our wonderful sponsors.
Exactly.
They airtime, all the things.
Yep.
They keep us. from starving to death.
Yep.
And that's very kind of you. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Yeah. Wicked Weed Brewing, drink different.
Bingo. I mean, we could do this for a minute.
Yeah. Rogue Combat Club, choose violence.
There you go.
Over the Moon Cleaning Service.
I'm going to have to get to the other point I was trying to make.
Sorry, I could do this forever. Ziggy's Bakery. We got the best Philly cheesesteaks in town.
You're like a wind-up toy.
I am.
I'm gonna have to. You're like a cat on the furniture. I'm going to have to get a squirt bottle to get you to stop.
Clarissa Marshall of EXP Realty. I just had to get that one in there.
Are you done?
I am done.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It's just like what we do. All right, so you can get 20 million views on YouTube, and that's fantastic.
Right.
If you bought them, it doesn't matter. If they were people that weren't engaged in what you were doing, it doesn't matter. And trust me, the metrics know that. Now, people like us, we have wonderfully engaged people. We don't have 20 million people that listen to this show.
Mm-hmm.
We have a nice little niche. But you know what those people do? They're very engaged. Hockey has that.
Right.
Baseball doesn't.
Right.
Baseball does not have. I would argue there are probably not a million countrywide super invested fans. That's why your attendance is terrible. Because you have to have that guy to be in the stadium 81 games out of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And every time you do this, you lose just a little bit.
Yeah.
Look at hockey arenas and look at baseball stadiums. Before anybody says it, I'm well aware there are way more seats in a baseball stadium than there are in a hockey arena. I get it. Hockey arenas are filled. Baseball stadiums are empty.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them is outside when it's very, very nice. And you can drink all the beers.
For $10 a piece.
Oh, well, okay. I also think baseball has an age problem.
Of course it does.
And it's not exactly what you think I'm getting ready to say. I'm not going to say that their fan base has died off. The thing about the generations that are older than us, I'm 34, you're... Now you say a number.
39.
You could have said anything right there from 35 to 60, and I would have gone...
Wow. I'm 57.
I'm 57 years old, but yes, you are, Grandpa. There's a loyalty factor. We are not the most loyal generation that you've ever seen,
no.
So we can kind of come and go. The NFL sees this a lot. The laissez-faire fan in the NFL is very common.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the reasons their numbers are so high. You see a game on, you go, oh, I'll watch 10, 15 minutes of this, and then you go on about your day. Baseball fans don't do that. They don't come in the fourth inning and go, oh, I'll watch this for 15 minutes. Nope. Either, in large part, you either watch it all or you watch none of it.
Yeah.
I'll catch the score on SportsCenter later.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
Or you come in when you get a text alert. I've done that many, many times. Of cool, we just scored and we got 2 men on. Sweet, let's turn it on, see what happens.
And then if you don't score, what do you do?
You just go on, do something else.
On about your day.
Yeah, and wait for another score update that says, "Oh, we scored again. There's 2 men on. Oh, let's see if anything happens."
But to me, I look at this lockout and all of this labor strife. There's a reason for this. You just saw a series of different guys, free agents in baseball, get unreal money.
Mm-hmm.
Where's your revenue coming from? You've been complaining about your TV deal for what I feel like is my entire adult life.
Right. But it's those big salaries. It's those top salaries that have taken some money off the table for the middle class, as they call it.
And
middle class.
Scott Boras has argued that for as long as I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's the problem.
But that's
now
what this work stoppage
sides,
is over.
And I get that.
Okay.
But now you have 2 sides here that are both thinking this model is broken. I don't think this is going to be a quickly resolved thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see it going for quite some time.
Now, baseball better hope it doesn't.
Well, here's the problem. When you have 2 sides, this is just like a divorce. All right, if you've got 2 sides that are not willing to work towards an agreement, then what do you have to do? Bring in the lawyers.
Right.
And what happens when you bring in the lawyers? Nobody ends up happy. Or somebody ends up very happy.
It is a new to this program, Threadbare Thursday here in the Sportsocracy. Go to thesportsocracy.com or hit us up on social media, the topic that you want talked about, and that's exactly what we will talk about for the rest of this program, aside from, the 20 minutes at the top of the hour at 4 o'clock when we're going to talk with Jones Angel to talk Tar Heel time, because, yes, it was a great win last night for the North Carolina Tar Heels. I don't care how many games Michigan has already lost this year. You beat a national brand in your house in the ACC Big Ten Challenge, and The guys played really, really well. So we'll have more of that coming up for you later on in the program with Jones Angell, the voice of the North Carolina Tar Heels, here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergent Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Clear skies, temperatures way out of line. Should be in the low 30s. We'll settle into the low 40s, and we may see a record setter on Friday as we head up to 72 degrees, sunshine, a few clouds. Mid-50s is where we are supposed to be. Low 40s for Friday night under partly cloudy skies, and we open up the weekend Saturday mostly sunny. A little cooler, up to around 65, even cooler Sunday. Jeff Eno from the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Friday Health Plans. Friday Health Plans is designed for people who buy their own health insurance with benefits like unlimited $0 primary care and mental health visits in person and online. Financial aid available. Get a quote at FridayHealthPlans.com. All plans issued by Friday Health Plans of North Carolina, Inc.
At Ingles, we know that Christmas is a family affair.
Operation Silent Night and Still on the Fence. Okay, we're ready.
May yours be merry and bright.
This week at Ingles, select Campbell's Chunky or Well Yes Soup, 2 for $3. Select Saz's and Varieties Cheez-It Crackers, 2 for $5. And select Saz's and Varieties Green Mountain Bag or K-Cup Coffee, $4.98 each. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Hey parents, here's some good news for America's future. Kids ages 5 to 11 are now eligible for a COVID vaccine. That means all those future CEOs and artists, world-class chefs and sports stars, the engineers and the innovators are eligible for a vaccine that can help protect their future. And it's specifically formulated just for them. Find vaccines near you at vaccines.gov. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Put your business top of mind with customers this holiday season. iHeart Ad Builder is the cost-effective way to create a custom radio ad that can reach customers wherever they go. Answer a few questions online and Ad Builder does the rest. Get started at iHeartAdBuilder.com.
Are you 65 or older and haven't had a colonoscopy? Join a colon cancer screening study and you could earn up to $575.
I'll screen.
It's a study for a non-invasive way to screen for colon cancer from home. By joining, you can help advance the science of screening.
I'll screen too.
You'll just need to provide a stool sample, and a colonoscopy will be done through your own insurance. Enroll now and screen to help create a better future for all.
I'll screen.
I'll screen.
Let's all screen for colon cancer.
Visit screeningstudy.com to sign up or learn more. That's screeningstudy.com.
Hey guys, I'm Ziggy, your local Philly girl, owner of Ziggy's Bakery and Deli. I've created a traditional northern deli with only the most authentic cheesesteaks outside of Philadelphia, served with provolone, white American, or Cheese Whiz. Our other classic deli sandwiches are made with the best quality meats and cheeses, available sliced by the pound. Join us for breakfast for house-made bagels with our custom cream cheeses. Or for something heartier, try a pork roll, egg and cheese, or house-cured lox. Ziggy's Bakery and Deli, in the corner of Asheville Commons, 1550 Hendersonville Road, open 8 to 3, Tuesday through Saturday.
Here in Beer City, we take homegrown seriously. And since 2012, Wicked Weed Brewing has been pushing the boundaries of the industry. They've not only created staples like the Freak of Nature Double IPA, the Lieutenant Dank, and Pernicious, but they also opened the first sour beer tap room on the East Coast. Wicked Weed has also supported our local community to the tune of $1.6 million with the Beers That Build program. Visit one of their 4 locations, schedule a brewery tour, or place an order for pickup or delivery. WickedWeedBrewing.com.
The Sportsocracy.
Fire them cannons. By golly, put more powder in those things.
I hadn't got to do that yet this week.
Ugh.
You are here in the Sportsocracy. I'm Tank Spencer. Jeremy Greene's alongside as well. TheSportsocracy.com. Click on the live video link. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And we're doing Threadbare Thursday. This is something that we usually do on the morning show, but because we had to record the morning show this morning to be at the Ingles on Smoky Park Highway for the Ingles Magical Christmas Toy Drive, benefiting Evelyn Charity's St. Nicholas Project, we didn't get a chance to do it, so we're doing it right here. Baseball's just got a problem. Baseball has this problem where they just don't know how to work the game. And when I say that, I mean with their fans. They don't, for some reason, they've got these blinders on of how this comes across to the average person. And they're just completely tone deaf to the people that say, oh, well, I'm done with baseball. It's kind of different for football. Football is America's passion. I always loved that quote. I think it was Howie Long that said it, that baseball is America's pastime, but football is America's passion.
Pastime. I want you to think about what you
That's
just
what I
said.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I'm not correcting what you said.
Okay.
I'm saying think about the word that you just said.
Yeah.
And baseball says this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's their pastime.
Mm-hmm.
Past.
Yeah. It's not your now time.
And that's the problem that I've always... Look, I'm going to level with you. We work... I mean, I know a lot of people think we have the coolest job in the world, and we do.
We do.
But we work a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I do not have time to keep up with a baseball team. I don't. Like, let's say I loved baseball and I wanted to keep up with the Mets. How in the world am I going to do that? By the time I get home, I got enough time to eat, maybe watch an episode of Dexter and fall asleep. By the way, if you haven't watched the new Dexter, you should. It's fantastic.
Still never seen it.
Wait.
Yeah.
The whole series or the new one?
The whole series. Aside from the first episode that I watched for 15 minutes and went, yeah, I'm done.
I think you actually just broke my brain. that you, who usually we do this the other way.
Yes, it is true.
How in the world have you never seen that?
I don't know. It's one of those things we've always talked about. We've just never done it.
You should. It's the best.
My wife looked at me the other day. When I say the other day, it could be anywhere between, yesterday and 6 years ago. Why have we never watched Dexter? I don't know. We just never have. We're too busy watching Yellowstone and Game of Thrones and baseball and football and basketball. I don't have that much time for shows. Because I do. I try to keep up with my baseball team as much as possible. Now, I'm not a every pitch, gotta watch it when the Red Sox are playing the Orioles on a Thursday. I look at that game and go, yeah, we should win that game. I can't wait to see the box score when I wake up in the morning. And just to see how it went. But baseball allows you to do that. One, because the season's so dang long.
Yeah.
If you created some urgency by cutting out games, it'd be great, but none of these owners are ever going to do that.
I feel like baseball needs a marketing guy like me that comes in and goes, okay, let me slow this down for you. I understand you keep saying gate revenues and all those things. When nobody's buying the tickets, there's a lot of expense that goes into opening the stadium. If you would cut it in, let's go half. I literally think baseball should cut their schedule in half. Anthony Hurd said that in our comments earlier, and I agree with it wholeheartedly.
Right.
Now you have a little bit of urgency.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't see the Red Sox and the Yankees play each other 16 times a year.
19.
That's even worse. You made it worse.
It's 19 times a year that you play the teams in your division.
Ugh.
Yeah. And I'm right there with you. Less would be more in baseball's case, but they've never figured that out.
No.
Oh, and the owners only think that applies one way. The owners think that applies to the players. Less is more. No, it's really not.
No, it applies to you too.
Right, because I'm a superstar athlete here, and you're not going to chintz me. I'm not going to, I'm not going to settle for peanuts here when I know that my market value is higher.
Well, it's the Nickelback theory.
Okay.
The problem with Nickelback is that they put out 14 songs that sounded exactly like the last 13.
Right.
There's nothing special about any of these songs. They sound exactly the same,
mm-hmm.
which is the reason that they faded off into the ether.
Right.
If you see Chad Kroger and he's not working at a Kroger's, I would be nominally surprised.
I bet they're still making really good money. There's still a lot of people that love those songs. Just look at this photograph. That's all you need to do.
It always makes me laugh. And my eyes get so red.
Oh, you know it. So
that's because it was played on
so
the radio.
You're a Nickelback fan?
Where we work in a radio station, because it's been played 9 billion times.
Mm-hmm.
If you pulled up the log on that song, it's been played 9 jillion times.
Yeah, no, baseball has a huge problem. They just don't. They think that they are still in the glory days, and they are impervious to these things hurting them. But I'm telling you, every time you have a lockout or a work stoppage or whatever you want to call it, you lose people and you never get them back.
No.
That's the problem. See, football is it's a hell of a drug. How about that? Football is one of those things that you can get ticked off at it, and you can take a sabbatical if you're mad about how the refs called your game or something. But 2 weeks later, you're coming back.
Trust me, if I had $1 for a person that said, I'm never watching the NFL again.
Yeah.
1 month later.
Exactly.
What do you think about the Cowboys this year? I thought you weren't watching anymore.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Weird how that works.
And baseball, once you lose them, you lose them. Somebody also made the comment in the in the chat here on the live feed, thesportsocracy.com, of, baseball is there anybody who is a diehard baseball every day, every pitch guy that is below the age of 50? I don't think so.
Very few.
I don't think those guys exist too much.
Very few.
Caleb Peak. That's about the only one that I know that is every pitch has to be there. They're very few and far between.
The Sports Tag.
Just a bit outside.
All right, here's the 411, folks.
I love that we're talking so much baseball because I have a baseball story for you. So with the lockout happening last night, Major League Baseball, they have gone through their website and they have changed all of the pictures because the deal expired with the Major League Baseball Players Association. You legally don't have any rights to the name, image, and likeness of the players anymore. And so you can go to the stat pages now, and they all have those little shadow silhouette figures. Just the grayscale face of a guy in a baseball cap. And so, as seeing that baseball went and did this and replaced all of their pictures, a whole bunch of the players got together and decided we're going to change our social media pictures to those. So now you will see maybe your favorite baseball player now has a nondescript picture of this gray silhouette as his social media handle because they're just poking fun at what Major League Baseball does. Everybody's trying to make something big out of this, or at least the execs are.
Well, they have to.
Of oh my gosh, are they, is this a huge solidarity statement? And every player they've talked to said, no, it's just funny.
No, it's what you had to do. You ever notice that Bill Belichick's picture's not on Madden? Mm-hmm. You know why? Because they don't have the license to use it.
Right.
As soon as they locked out the players, they don't have the license to use their pictures anymore.
No, but I love the fact that the players have adopted it and poking fun at Major League Baseball. And everybody wants to be, is this a big statement? No, it's just funny. And this is the internet age where we're going to meme you.
And I would say I would agree with you. It's the internet age in that how shocking somebody would do something on social media because, oh, look, it's funny and it got a bunch of likes.
Yeah.
It's the deal you negotiated. You did that. You're the reason that this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of those things that drives me crazy. Post something and it's completely off base of why something happens, and then a billion people like it. It's okay, it's patently wrong and stupid, and you clicked the little heart button.
Right.
Speaking of wrong and stupid, there was an innocent dunk in the Iowa State-Arkansas Pine Bluff game last night. It put Iowa State up by 20.
Okay.
And something very strange had to happen for me to bring up an Iowa State, Arkansas Pine Bluff college basketball game the first week of December. And something did happen. It was a Tyrese Hunter dunk. He's a guard for Iowa State. After that, Pine Bluff head coach Solomon Bozeman called a timeout. Not strange. That happens a lot in college basketball.
Right.
What happened after that was very strange. He made the players on the floor run a sprint on the floor during the timeout.
Well, that's weird.
A, you can't do that. B, it's one of the dumber things I've ever seen in my life. You only get so many timeouts, and it kind of helps if, the players can, rest.
Right.
That's part of a timeout. Apparently, the officials were so confused. This should, by the way, should have been a technical.
Yes, it should have.
You cannot have players on the floor during a timeout.
Mm-hmm.
The officials were so confused that they let it happen. And they just looked at each other like, what is happening right now? And then they went to Mr. Bozeman and said, don't do that again.
Yeah.
The video is insane.
That's hilarious.
And literally, first of all, the arena is borderline empty.
Well, of course it is.
But there's somebody in the front row that is videotaping them running back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
What?
What are you telling me? They don't get excited in Ames, Iowa, to see Arkansas Pine Bluff come to town?
It was also on ESPN Plus, which didn't help anything. Like, hey, look, people online are going, what is happening? In what universe do you think that is even vaguely an intelligent idea?
Well, because I'm sending the message to our guys that you got to get back on defense. And if you're not going to hustle during the play, then you're going to hustle during the timeout. No.
Yeah, you see how stupid that sounded when you said it out loud? Oh, let me tell you something else that sounds stupid.
Yeah.
We haven't had the chance to talk about this yet.
Okay.
The Seattle Seahawks signed Adrian Peterson.
Why?
I don't know. And if I see one more person say they're in win now mode, what?
Who?
Ian
What?
Rappaport tweeted that earlier.
He did not.
Yes, he did.
It was hashtag sarcasm, right? He put that at the end.
No, he didn't put that at the end, but I do believe he was being sarcastic. Can I tell you a fun story about the Seattle Seahawks? They've won one game in 2 calendar months, and that game was against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Tell you another fun stat. If the draft was today, the New York Jets would have the 4th and 5th pick, the New York Giants would have the 6th and 7th pick, and the Philadelphia Eagles would have the 8th and 9th pick. Please let that happen. I don't know that I've ever, in the history of me following the draft, wanted this to happen.
Right.
Just 2 teams take over a quarter of the first round.
Right.
We're here. We're done.
Just 3 teams picking back to back. That'd be funny. That'd be very, very funny. There was another question asked here in the chat. Actually, it was the first question that was asked in the chat. Should the NFL add a referee at the game on the field to make the judgment calls, like on taunting?
I'm going to answer this in 2 different ways. The one, just stop calling taunting. Ever. Just don't call it ever. I don't care if somebody high steps from the 50. I'm good without taunting. Now, an extra official, I would probably be better with just a reconfiguration of where the officials are. But I don't know that I need another official. I just feel like they're asked to do too much.
Well, and that's the spirit of the question. Should there be another guy who is the fun police? There was an article circulating around yesterday about what it was like to be the person who has to be the fashion police, that has to make sure that the right shoes are getting worn and that there are no, unlicensed logos being worn onto the field and all that kind of stuff. Make sure players are wearing the right type of headphones. All that stuff is dumb to me, but I understand why.
Well, that's how sponsors work.
Oh, I was getting ready to say, I understand why it's there. It's just always seemed dumb to me. And this would be like the same thing. You just have another official who's going to be focusing in on the taunting.
See, to me, having another official just is begging for disaster. The last thing I want on an NFL field right now, more flags.
Yeah.
I do not need another person with a flag. It's probably been a month since I've watched the game where I, at some point, did not get angry at officiating. And the only way to do anything about it is to simplify this.
Yeah, it was the Raiders and the Cowboys game. Became the first game in NFL history where
With 14 flags.
Yeah, both teams got 14 or more flags, and both had over 100 yards in penalty yards. There's at some point it becomes too much.
Oh, it's been too much. It's been too much for years. The problem is we're not going backwards. Because now we've done all of these things. And I feel like I would be remiss if I didn't point out, you did this. Like, the NFL did this to themselves. The concussion thing, you ignored that forever. Now you have to, and obviously you're protecting your investment with quarterbacks. Now you're doing it with everyone. There are just a litany of things that I cannot, he tapped the quarterback's helmet. Stop. If you forcefully hit something, maybe I can get down with that.
Right.
I still don't love it.
Right.
But he grazed it. He touched him in the head. It's
dumb.
No.
Contact.
I think that's dumber than taunting.
I'd agree with that.
I also hate and I like to call this the Lamar Jackson rule. You tiptoe down the sideline, and as soon as somebody gets in the vicinity of you, you just tap your foot out of bounds, they blast you, and it's a 15-yard penalty. No. You would never get that flag from me. You take one extra step forward, I'm out.
Really?
Hit him as hard as you want to. You did it to yourself. And I know why they do it. You're protecting quarterbacks. But Lamar Jackson is the patron saint of this. He will tiptoe down the sideline until there is somebody within an arm's reach of him, knowing full well he's about to get demolished.
Yeah.
And it's flagged every single time.
Which is at least growth, Panther fans. I mean, I remember going round and round with Panther fans about Cam Newton. Oh, Cam Newton never gets flags. Well, I mean, when you're going to be a runner, you got to be, you got to take a little bit more of that. You're going to take a late hit every now and then because we don't know when you're going to step out of bounds.
That's why Russell Wilson stopped running. He figured out there is not a lot that is going to get me a flag.
Yeah. Oh, no, I completely understand. And I'm with you. They should ease up a little bit on that.
Safwan bin Malik in our comments on YouTube. You feel free to get into our YouTube comments, thesportsocracy.com or youtube.com/thesportsocracy. Asked, with Kyler Murray back and Colt McCoy winning 2 of the last 3 games without DeAndre Hopkins, is it fair to question the true value of Kyler to this team? I've been thinking that for 3 weeks.
Really?
I'm getting to a point that I think this is all system. Obviously, is the team better with Kyler Murray? Yes, because he can do more things. But it didn't help like the MVP discussion. First of all, an MVP is not going to miss 3 games, but it hurts you moving forward that Colt McCoy, who is the definition of a career backup, can come in and win 2 of 3 games. And the only one you lost, it's solely because you walk through it. And if they'd played that game 10 times, they'd have won it 9 of them.
Right.
Unfortunately, this was the one where they went, hey, just put on a jersey and we will win this by 3 scores.
I'm not taking anything away from Kyler Murray.
And I'm not necessarily saying that you should. I think it's now a fair question.
Kyler Murray, by the way, is now 4th in the MVP odds, despite missing 3 games.
No shot.
It's Tom Brady 1, Josh Allen 2, Aaron Rodgers 3, and then you got Kyler Murray, Patrick Mahomes, and then Dak Prescott.
If the Cowboys win out, Dak Prescott probably wins it.
That's your Vegas odds right now.
Kyler missing games takes him out of that for me. But I do think you have to at least acknowledge, I don't know that I've ever changed my mind about a coach as much in 1 year as I have Cliff Kingsbury.
And I think you're right to do so.
And can we stop with Oklahoma wants in me their new coach?
Stop. He's not going to do that.
I don't care about he's not going to. It's a stupid narrative. It's a stupid narrative.
It's a stupid narrative because he's not going to do it.
It's a stupid narrative because he's not going to do it. B, how exactly would that work? He's not going to leave this team with 6 games to go and they're the best team in the NFC.
No.
I've still tried to figure out where in the world did that report come from. And
it came from Adam Schefter.
No. I got that. I mean, where did he get it? And I like Adam Schefter a lot. One of the longest days of my entire life was because of Adam Schefter.
Yeah. I still maintain I think he got it from Cliff Kingsbury's agent.
And I've heard that. I got news for you. If Cliff Kingsbury tried to hold their feet to the fire, I'm not sure they would do it. The Bidwell family that owns that team has been notoriously cheap.
Maybe so, but I mean, I would think at this point you can't do that. You couldn't just look at your coach who has your team 9-2 or whatever they are right now and sitting at number 1 in the NFC and go, you go take whatever job you want to. I'm not going to give you a little more money.
And say I don't agree with you. I really don't.
Well, you have to assume that somebody else is going to be able to come in and do this. And I don't know that you can find that guy.
I'm not sure with this receiving core that I couldn't do this. I mean, Cliff Kingsbury can do it at a higher level than I could. It's not real hard to go, hey, 4 receivers on that side, and nobody can figure it out. Because this is and by the way, it's an innovation that not only is it just destroying NFL defenses, I'm seeing it everywhere. That's an old Mike Leach thing. I don't know if you know that or not. The 4 receivers to one side, that was never a thing. Then Mike Leach did it. it kind of sat dormant for a few years, and then Cliff Kingsbury came in and went, why is no one doing this? And it's borderline indefensible. And it completely tips off the defense. And whoever's the one receiver on the other side, I can tell you what he's getting.
Right.
Because it is as one-on-one can be.
Right. Yeah, I have thought that was dumb from the moment Adam Schefter tweeted it out of, I think I know where that came from. Because with all of the money that's being thrown around right now in the NFL, in college football for all these head coaches, it's baffling to me to look at NFL head coaching salaries and go, how are these guys making this much? But you got guys that are signing $100 million contracts in college. It just doesn't.
I mean, very simply, because the coach is paramount in college football. How many coaches in the NFL do you even really care who they are?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody that I know you like. If O.P. Taylor, Sean McDermott stepped down from the Buffalo Bills right now, would they miss a beat with Leslie Frazier or Brian Dable? No.
Maybe not.
No. Now, in college, that's the face of your program.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the difference in the way you think of LSU right now and the way you thought of LSU a month ago. Now that LSU has old jerk Brian Kelly instead of Go Tigers.
Right.
I still maintain I'm going to use that for the rest of time. This is the greatest example of the girl that puts cigarettes out on your couch. When you break up with her, you go somebody a little more conservative, a little meek, a little mild. That is Ed Orgeron to Brian Kelly.
And congratulations to Marcus Freeman for getting the Notre Dame job.
It's not official yet, but it's happening.
It's going to happen.
I said that a couple of days ago. I think at this point, if you don't hire him, you're going to have a problem on your hands.
Well, you immediately saw all of the players start screaming to high heavens, you got to fire or you got to hire Marcus Freeman. And then you had Tommy Rees decide to stay. You had with a strength and conditioning coach had an offer to go to LSU with.
The entire staff basically had an offer.
And they all said, no, we want to stay. And I think they all said, no, we want to stay and we want to work with Marcus. He's only been there a year and he's endeared himself to everybody in the program.
I think that's going to end up being a home run hire.
Oh, I think so too.
Also, I don't know if you know this or not. How old is Tommy Rees?
No clue.
He's 29.
Wow.
I mean, and I should have known that because he played for Brian Kelly.
Yeah.
But I don't know why when I read that, I went, good, he's 5 years younger than I am.
Yeah, because you just don't expect it. You don't expect to see somebody be the offensive coordinator, one of the biggest, programs in college football, and they ain't even turned 30 yet. Like, dude, have you hit puberty?
Well, and there's another element to this, that you're hiring a young, very smart coach that's probably going to be able to keep staff. And I don't know that he has aspirations of bigger things. I could see him being at Notre Dame for 20 years.
It does not get much bigger than Notre Dame.
By the way, just a fun trivia fact. I can't remember the name, but I bet sports freak Brian Hall will. Do you know the last time that a Notre Dame coach left for another job in college?
Newt Rockne.
It was almost 100. He retired. It was almost 100 years ago, and the coach took the NC State job.
Ah.
I want you to think about what I just said. If Brian Kelly had stepped down to take the NC State job, and I'm not trying to throw shade at NC State in any way, I think we would have had to have taken the day off to digest that.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that on one of the overnight shows last night and went, wow. It's almost shocking to me that nobody else has left Notre Dame because of how little they're willing to pay.
Right. Strange that you would leave Touchdown Jesus for Cal College. This doesn't make any sense. You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. Greene on Greene, picks of the night are coming up next.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I am Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
There's something for everyone on Discovery Plus. The streaming home of ghostly freakouts, muscle car spinouts, and 90-day makeouts.
I'm really in love with her.
Start your free trial today for exclusive originals and a huge collection of favorites.
Whoa!
Then dive into Nature Docs, geek out with the family, and get your grub on.
I could eat this every day.
The streaming home of true crime, paranormal, food, home, nature, romance, plus so much more. Discovery Plus. Start your free trial. Terms apply.
iHeartRadio Earth is here with little tips for a healthier planet. Aggressive driving, such as speeding, rapid acceleration, and hard braking, can lower your highway fuel economy by up to 40% and cost you up to $1.27 more per gallon in gasoline. Save money and reduce your transportation emissions by avoiding aggressive driving. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living, or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth.
When the kids turn unholy, Harrelson's Own keeps my patience divine.
Life can be chaotic, but Harrelson's Own CBD helps keep you calm through any storm. We make every bottle of Harrelson's Own from 100% organic CBD, hand-harvested right from the farm. Our nano-emulsified technology makes it so your body absorbs it immediately. So you start to feel it in seconds, not 60 minutes. It's actually one of the fastest-acting CBDs on the market today. Some people take it for general well-being. For me, it just makes everything about my day a little better.
It helps me relax. It helps me be there with my kids. Give your life a boost.
So to sum it all up, you're going to feel the benefits quickly, love the way it feels, pay a fair price, and you're going to thank us for it. Give Harrelson's Own a try, from our family to yours. Go to harrelsoncbd.com to order yours now. harrelsoncbd.com.
Cricket Holiday Hotline, what's your wish?
I can't decide. I want a new camera, an entertainment system, a notebook, some games, a photo album, a tape.
Whoa, just switch to Cricket and get any new LTE Android free. It's all those wishes in one.
Perfect. Can it help me decide what to eat for lunch?
It can help you find a buffet nearby.
Ooh, with gingerbread cookies and eggnog and roasted turkey and mashed potatoes.
Get any LTE Android free when you switch to Cricket. It's everything you wished for, including the price.
Must bring your number to Cricket on up to a $60 a month plan, depending on device. Select models only while supplies last. First month service charge and tax due at sale. Fees, terms, and restrictions apply. See cricketwireless.com for details.
Shop on eBay this holiday season to get more for your dough on stand mixers, or get more for your buck on this season's hottest tech and gaming gear. And on eBay, you can even get more Cyber Monday rewind the clock deals. Cyber Monday prices are back for one day only. Get more and save more on premium brands with eBay's can't miss Monday deals. Get more when you get it on eBay.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at roguecombatclub.com.
Coffee's for closers only. Get them the money. Then when you get the money, you get the power. That watch costs more than your car. Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
Another day, another winning day. 4-1 last night, Greene on Greene picks in the last 30 days. First of all, I'm 9-3 this week.
Nice.
In the last 30 days, 37-20.
That's pretty good.
I'm going to give myself a bell on that one. Tonight I got 2 in the NBA, and I got the 2 for Thursday Night Football. First off, the Memphis Grizzlies are a 9.5-point favorite tonight at home against the Oklahoma City Thunder. You remember when I just said that I've lost 3 games this week? Mm-hmm. 2 of them are the Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm not falling for it again. Give me the Grizzlies minus 9.5. That Thunder team is terrible. The Portland Trailblazers are a 5-point favorite tonight at home against the San Antonio Spurs. I said this about the Pelicans, that until you start putting lines on them that make some kind of conscious sense, I'm just going to keep betting them, and I'm going to keep winning. I feel the same way about the Portland Trailblazers. I understand that they're not the best team in the NBA. They're more than 5 points better than the San Antonio Spurs. This line is dumb. Give me the Portland Trailblazers. Tonight, Thursday Night Football, you got Taysom Hill and the New Orleans Saints hosting Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas 6.5-point favorite. Over-under is 46. I'm going to say this as clearly as I can. Unless you think Dallas is going to score 48 points by themselves, you should be on the under because there will be very few points coming from the Saints. 6.5 is a touchdown too little at this point. I don't know what people are seeing in the Saints. They have been embarrassed 2 of the last 3 weeks, and they're going to get embarrassed again tonight. I am easily on the under 46, and give me the Cowboys minus 6.5.
Go and do likewise, gents. The money's out there. You pick it up, it's yours. You don't, I got no sympathy for you.
And if you like daily fantasy sports props, just go to monkeyknifefight.com. Sign up, create your account, use our promo code TANK, T-A-N-K. They will match your initial investment up to $50 and also give you a $5 free play at monkeyknifefight.com. What's the game tonight, Jeremy?
I'll tell you in just a second. My
no, the computer froze.
It's just completely locked up.
Oh, no.
It's just staring at me like, I know.
Oh, that's a shame. It's an absolute shame. We'll give it to you on the other side of the Sports Center.
Hour. My computer's just deceased.
Oh, no.
This is why I should write things down, but I don't.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. We'll get you caught up on that after the top of the hour. Also, it'll be time for Tar Heel time with Jones Angel, the voice of the North Carolina Tar Heels. We'll talk about, of course, the sad ending to the NC State football game the other night and that big win over Michigan last night at the Dean Dome. Sports Center is next.
This is your Exergent Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Clear skies, temperatures way out of line. Should be in the low 30s. We'll settle into the low 40s, and we may see a record setter on Friday as we head up to 72 degrees, sunshine, a few clouds. Mid-50s is where we are supposed to be. Low 40s for Friday night, under partly cloudy skies, and we open up the weekend Saturday mostly sunny. A little cooler, up to around 65, even cooler Sunday. Jeff Eno from the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by eBay.
Shop on eBay to get more for your dough on stand mixers. Or get more for your buck on tech and gaming gear. Get more and save more on premium brands with eBay's exclusive deals.
There's something for everyone on Discovery Plus. The streaming home of ghostly freakouts, muscle car spinouts, and 90-day makeouts.
I'm really in love with her.
Start your free trial today for exclusive originals and a
Carolina
huge
Panther
collection of favorites.
Whoa!
Then dive into
Cheer
Nature
wine?
Dogs,
That's
geek
Southern
out with a
for
family
delicious.
bone, and get your grub on.
I could eat this every day.
The streaming home of true crime, paranormal, food, home, nature, romance, plus so much more. Discovery Plus. Start your free trial. Terms apply.
At Shell, we know from the time you get up to the time you wrap up, there's a lot of meetups, eat-ups, and hurry-ups. So come to Shell and get 3 things done at once. Fill up with Shell V-Power Nitro Plus to help keep your engine running like new. Save up with the Fuel Rewards program and never pay full price for gas again. And snack up with in-store rewards to save even more at the pump. Make the most of the stop you need to make with Shell. And engines that continuously use Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline. See full terms and conditions at fuelrewards.com.
Cheerwine? That's Southern for delicious. Cheerwine, uniquely Southern.
From the Ingles studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
This is Sports Center.
I'm Steve Lennox. Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred saying earlier today that the union's proposals would damage small market teams. Baseball locking out its players early Thursday morning. 4th lockout in baseball history since 1990. ESPN's Tim Kirkchin.
But when you lock out and everything changes and everything is frozen, it leads to some really bad things from here. And even though we haven't lost games to lockouts yet, there's always a first time. I just hope we don't look at this and go, oh, we've got 2 months to figure this out. It's going to be fine. I don't think it's going to be fine unless we have serious progress made.
Last baseball work stoppage, the players' strike in 1994. That forced the cancellation of the 94 World Series, also lasted into 1995. Cowboys-Saints open up Week 13 tonight in New Orleans. Saints enter on a 4-game losing streak, have never lost 5 in a row in a single season under head coach Sean Payton. Zion Williamson supposed to go through a full practice today with the Pelicans, and said the team announcing that his return has been delayed because of soreness in his right foot. Bucks Brook Lopez surgery today in Los Angeles. No timetable for his return.
Getting paid up to 2 days early with direct deposit is another reason banking with Capital One is one of the easiest decisions in the history of decisions. That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank. Capital One N.A., member FDIC.
Canty. He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Greene. Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets and Wicked Weed Brewing.
It's ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. You are in the Sportsocracy. I'm Tank Spencer. Jeremy Greene is alongside. We're always in the Ingles studio. Don't forget to make a stop out this afternoon at the Ingles Magical Christmas Toy Drive, benefiting Eblin Charity's St. Nicholas Project at the Ingles on Smoky Park Highway. Check out all the new stuff that they got. And, of course, Jeremy and I will be back out there again tomorrow morning at 10. Well, Jeremy's going out there very early.
I will be there super early to do breaks for ESPN. We will be recorded in the morning, so I'll be out there at 8, and I believe you'll be joining me at 10.
At 10 o'clock.
And hopefully at about 7:55, somebody's going to show me how to actually do that.
I'm sure they'll hook you up with that. But the Ingles on Smoky Park Highway, make your donations today for the Ingles Magical Christmas Toy Drive, benefiting Eblin Charity's St. Nicholas Project. Second hour of the program, always brought to you by Wicked Weed Brewing. Check them out at wickedweedbrewing.com. Wicked Weed Brewing, drink different. It's 4 o'clock on a Thursday, and that means it is Tar Heel time with Jones Angel, the voice of the North Carolina Tar Heels, who on this very station you heard last night come up with a really impressive second half showing against the number 24 team, or I guess I should, we can't say it officially, but the formerly ranked 24th team in the country, the Michigan Wolverines. Jones, welcome in.
Tank, great to be with you guys. Thanks for having me. And, I thought it was an impressive, certainly the second half. Carolina was really, really good last night. I didn't think the first half was bad. I thought the Tar Heels were getting some good looks around the basket. They were getting some open shots from three. They just weren't making their shots. But what I thought was impressive was that their defense was good enough that it kept them in the game. And that was a one or two possession game, one way or the other, the entire first half. And then when Carolina kind of found its footing offensively, the defense was still there too. And that's when you saw that really impressive 20 minutes in the second half against a solid Michigan team, and a good win, and more importantly, I think a good performance. Carolina needed not just a win, it needed to play well and win. And I thought the Tar Heels did that last night.
Yeah, absolutely. With I think they shot 58% from the floor in the second half. Caleb Love had 22 points. And I got to be honest with you, lifelong born and bred Tar Heel fan, I was very skeptical. I even came into the studio telling Jeremy, I'm kind of preparing myself for a letdown tonight because they haven't looked sharp. 18 turnovers against UNC Asheville and some of the close ones that they had with College of Charleston and Brown. You get into top 25 action, and then, of course, we already saw the Purdue and the Tennessee games. Last night was just it was great to see the defensive intensity of this team kick up.
Well, there's a lot there. I think Carolina's first couple of games have all had some different storylines, and we probably know them. We don't have to go through every game, but
right.
But I did think, for example, the College of Charleston win. I thought that was a good win. I don't know what their KenPom ranking is or their RPI or whatever, but that was on the road in a hostile environment against a team that gave Carolina absolutely its best shot, and the Tar Heels handled it and won the game. I thought Carolina played decently well against Purdue, who might be playing better than any team in the nation right now. And I think Purdue, for example, is a more fully formed team at this moment than the Tar Heels are. So that game didn't bother me either. The Tennessee game clearly was a game that Carolina did not play well, did not play up to the standard that the Tar Heels have set for themselves, and it wasn't good enough. And I think the practice the day after that was made known that it wasn't acceptable. You didn't see a whole lot of change with UNC Asheville because it was such a quick turnaround to that game. But then I do think you saw, Tank, last night that then after a week of work that Carolina had after that Asheville game, you did see some improvement, and you would hope to see that. You would hope to see a week's worth of practice pay off, and I thought Carolina was by far its best as it has been all year defensively. They didn't allow Michigan to get to the free throw line a bunch. They turned them over a bunch. They beat them on the glass, and we talked about how well they played offensively in the second half, too. So I thought it was an encouraging performance, but it's also worth remembering Carolina's only played 7 games. It's been interesting to me, and I've probably been guilty of it, too, of how many grand pronouncements have been made about Carolina after a handful of games. And it's not hard to figure out why. It's because there's a new coach. And so when Roy Williams was the coach, nobody was going to second-guess what Roy Williams was doing. Oh, I mean, plenty of people second-guess every coach. But big picture, everybody understood that Roy Williams knew what he was doing. When you have a brand-new head coach, that bank of experiences isn't there for Hubert Davis as the head guy. And so anybody can just say anything they want, and it's much harder to refute it because there isn't that solid evidence that you have against it. And so I do think that's been some of the reason there's just been these wild, year-long pronouncements made about Carolina after a handful of games. And so I think it's important not to get too high after last night, just like it was important not to get too low after Tennessee. Carolina showed improvement last night. Now it needs to do it again when it goes on the road and plays a very good Georgia Tech team coming up on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, I was very impressed with Georgia Tech last night, too, playing against Wisconsin. They gave them a heck of a fight.
Yeah, and they're good. Jordan Usher and Michael DeVoe, those two guys are big-time, veteran, proven ACC players. And you add their points per game together, they're together averaging something like 40 points a game. So they can really score. Josh Pastner certainly has done a great job down in Atlanta. They mix defenses on you really well. And for whatever reason, Tank, Atlanta has it's rarely been kind to Carolina in football or basketball. Mm-hmm. And so it's just been a tough trip for Carolina for whatever reason. And so I think you mix in that you've got a good team in Georgia Tech that's going to be stinging a little bit after they lost yesterday. You've got a weird game time. I mean, it's Sunday at 3 o'clock, so it's an unusual game day and time. If you're Carolina, you're coming off feeling as good as you felt all year because you played your best to this point of the season in the last time out. And so all of those things tell you that this is a prime spot for show up and sleepwalk through the first 15 minutes, and all of a sudden you're down 13 points and you've got to dig out of a hole. So for Carolina, it's going to be really important, in my opinion, to have that same kind of effort and energy and execution that it had against Michigan. And even if you're not scoring well, like the Tar Heels didn't in the first half against Michigan, the other stuff has still got to be there so that you're still in the ball game. And so I think this is a really, really good test for this team at this point of the year to see if they can say, hey, you know what? Just like you got to put away a bad performance, you've got to put away a good performance as well and go back out there and try and do it again.
I've been seeing a lot of these articles about what do we think about each of the Power 5 conferences, at the beginning stages of the season. And I think there are a lot of writers out there, and I don't know if it's the majority, but at least the majority that I have read said that they feel like the ACC hasn't lived up to its preseason billing yet this year. Do you forecast us having a down year in the ACC this year?
Well, I don't think the ACC has had a particularly successful start to the season. I don't know about meeting expectations because I'm not sure outside expectations really matter to anybody, Tank, except you, me, fan. That's just kind of talking points.
Right.
I don't know where each of these individual teams thought they were going into the season. I think certainly Virginia, who has been one of the better teams in the conference the last several years, they've had a lot of roster turnover, and they haven't played as well here in the first month or first couple weeks as they have the previous few years. I think the same can be said for Florida State. You know, they have been one of those teams that's been at the top of the league these last couple of seasons. They have not had as strong a start to the year as they would have liked. Carolina has been okay. They've had 3 marquee games. They've only won one of them. And so when you're the Tar Heels, that's what you're measured against. You're not measured on 5-2, which is fine. You're measured against how you do against Purdue and Michigan and Tennessee. Those are the games that Carolina's measured against. Certainly Duke had the great win against Gonzaga, but then took a step back in the game against Ohio State. And so NC State has won some games. They hadn't necessarily had the toughest competition. So you can go through this team by team. I think what I said about the Tar Heels really is relevant for everybody, and that is that it's still just so early in the season. And I get that we now have to, every game is an indictment on the year, but it shouldn't be that way. I think all of these teams have the potential to continue to get better and to improve. And when you have guys like Mike Krzyzewski and Tony Bennett and Leonard Hamilton, I mean, these are guys who have proven that they can do it. And so you have to believe in Josh Pastner to a lesser degree at Georgia Tech. You know, these are guys that have shown that they can win. And so every year is different. Every group of players is different. And I think it's even more so now, Tank, with the transfer portal. It's hard to build a multi-year program. You're building it year to year now because of how quickly freshmen leave and how impactful transfers are. And you're seeing that with Carolina. You know, several of Carolina's key guys are transfers. And so I think it takes a little bit more time on a year-to-year basis to hit your stride. And quite honestly, who wants to be – you don't want to play your best on November 30th or December 2nd. You want to play well, but you want to be good 3 months from now and 4 months from now. That's when it matters. And so certainly you don't want to lose. I'm not suggesting that. But I am suggesting that it's okay to still have room for growth when you're talking about just a couple weeks into the year.
Agreed. And it is really what, how you're playing come, January, February, and obviously in March. As to how your season is going to be judged, but we all love quick reactions, and yeah, it's just the nature of the beast when you're a blue blood program in college basketball. You lose a couple of games, and everybody, not everybody, but all those fair weathery fans just start making assumptions. It's going to be fine, and this is a good team.
The Purdue game and the Tennessee game are different stories, right? You can be disappointed that Carolina lost the game to Purdue, but I don't think if you're somebody who understands the game and all of that stuff, you don't leave that game thinking that Carolina's in some kind of desperate situation. Purdue's better than Carolina right this second. On this day, right now, they're just better.
Yeah,
they might be in March or they might not be in March, but right now they are. The Tennessee game was the one that was the head-scratcher because I don't think Tennessee is necessarily significantly better than Carolina. They might be a little bit better. I'm not sure. But that day they were significantly better, and it was primarily because Carolina was so bad. And that was the surprising thing. And I think a lot of that had to do with just the newness of Carolina, whether it's the staff, the coach, the new players, the new system, just all of it. But I think Carolina's also aware of that. Now, if that happens 3 more times this year, then I think that is a cause for concern. But if you just everybody's going to have a stinker or two during the season. You just want to minimize those, and you want to be able to weather those type of performances so that you still have a chance to win when you snap out of it. Because just like we talked about a lot in football this year, you're never going to play your best every minute of every game. Part of being good is being able to weather when you don't play well, just like we were talking about the Tar Heels as far as their offensive performance in the first half last night. Some of being good is being able to manage it when you're not playing your best, and then being able to find yourself again within the same course of the same game.
Yeah, Jeremy was making the little motion to me across the computer screen here of, Purdue's the number 1 team in the country. So, pump the brakes on that, on thinking that is somehow a game that Carolina should have shown up better in, which, as you have said a couple of times, they did play really well in that game. Let's switch over to the gridiron here. Obviously, the rivalry game with NC State didn't go the way we expected it to. Walk us through a little bit what that was like for the broadcast crew as NC State pulled off that incredible comeback.
Yeah, that was a stunning finish. I mean, I'm not sure I've ever seen one quite like that. And, to me, Tank, you had and multiple things happened, but two things happened that cost Carolina the game. One was you absolutely cannot allow that first touchdown. That was the one where the Tar Heels had taken the 9-point lead. They had sacked Devin Leary on first down. So it's 2nd and 18. And, quite literally, the only thing you can't do is give up a 64-yard touchdown. And there was a miscommunication in the secondary, and they did exactly that. And just that just cannot happen. You cannot have that happen. And then after that, of course, point two is the onside kick, where for some reason the Tar Heels had guys there to field it, and they got confused about the situation or whatever it was, and instead of trying to grab the ball, tried to move out of the way of the ball, which doesn't make a lot of sense. And so those two things just can't happen if you're going to be a good football team. And Mac Brown afterwards was exactly right in saying that they've got to learn how to win. Because you think about it, Tank, the Pittsburgh game, and the NC State game, Carolina, I think it's fair to say, was in really good position to win both of those, to the point where you could say they should have won both of those games. Certainly the State game with the lead in the final minutes, and then the Pitt game, you have a 1st and goal down 3 points with less than 2 minutes to go. That's a spot where you need to punch that in. And so Carolina's got to figure out a way in this off season to finish games, and I think they've been in so many close games over the last 3 years. I felt like they were getting better in that regard, but then you had two glaring examples here at the end of the season in which they did not close the door when that opportunity was there. And so, just frustrating, disappointing, any word that you want to pull off, particularly because I thought after the first quarter, once State came out with all that emotion and, really hit Carolina with a haymaker at the beginning, I thought the Tar Heels were as good as we've seen them all season long, as far as the second quarter, the third quarter, and then the first 13 minutes of the fourth quarter. They were physical. They were strong defensively. They ran the ball well. They hit some shots down the field. They had some key special teams plays. Everything that you're looking for, and to then just piddle it all away in the last 2 minutes was particularly disappointing.
Yeah, I got a lot of crap when I came into the studio the next the Monday following, and I work with some NC State guys, and they were like, "Oh, how'd you like that game?" You know what? I can't even really be all that mad about it, because it was one of the most phenomenal comebacks that I've ever seen. I mean, obviously, as a Tar Heel fan, I'm sick to my stomach that it happened, but it was one of the greatest games in the rivalry. That is for sure. But unfortunately, the regular season comes to an end with a 6-6 record. I've heard a lot of projections on where that'll put us in the bowl game. But at this point, you just have to move on and take what you get, I guess.
Yeah, and who knows? We'll find out on Sunday, and I'll be interested to see, Tank. As we move through these next couple of days, as you're seeing with everybody around the country, players going into the transfer portal, guys opting out of the bowl games, that stuff's going to happen. And it's going to happen at Carolina. It's going to happen in other places, too. We saw today, it's reported that Eugene Asante and Bo Corrales both going into the transfer portal. And that's just part of college football now. That's not something negative about Carolina. It's just the landscape of college football now. That's going to happen. And, whether or not we see Sam Howell again for Carolina, I don't know. Is he, going to go pro next year? And if he does, is he ready to go ahead and do that now, or does he want to play one more game when it's a bowl game that quite honestly, to me, Tank, and I think we've talked about this before, unless you're in the playoff, at this point, I think the bowl game's as much as a preview of the next year as it is a recap of the previous year. So I think it's almost an opportunity to get a bunch of young guys in the game. You're trying to win, don't get me wrong, but it's an opportunity to do that as much as it is to put a bow on the current season.
Right. Jones Angell, the voice of the North Carolina Tar Heels, joining us here on ESPN Asheville in the Sportsocracy. It was an up and down football season for sure, but still at least we know we got one more game to go, and of course we will talk about that with you coming up next week when we find out what bowl we're going to.
Yeah, great to be with you guys as always. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving, and looking forward to chatting with you next week.
Yeah, thank you very much, and be safe in your travels, sir. We will see you next time. We will see you on the other side of this break right here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergent Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Clear skies, temperatures way out of line. Should be in the low 30s. We'll settle into the low 40s, and we may see a record setter on Friday as we head up to 72 degrees, sunshine, a few clouds. Mid-50s is where we are supposed to be. Low 40s for Friday night under partly cloudy skies, and we open up the weekend Saturday mostly sunny. A little cooler, up to around 65, even cooler Sunday. Jeff Eno from the Weather Channel.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic slow 240 westbound between Chun's Cove Road and Montford Avenue. 26 westbound slow between Airport Road and Long Shoals Road. 40 westbound in Haywood County, stop and go between Fines Creek Road and Harmondin Road. Sweeten Creek Road, north and southbound, approaching Mills Gap Road. Delays near Avery Creek, Boulevard Road northbound, approaching Long Shoals Road is slow. Inca Village area, Sardis Road, moving from Sand Hill Road to Boulevard Road. Traffic slow, east and westbound. I'm Lynn Benfield with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by eBay Motors.
Ray Magliozzi here. I'd like to carry more parts, but I barely have room to think in my garage. Luckily, eBay Motors has all the right parts at the right prices. 122 million of them. Can't imagine stocking that many parts. Where would I get all those shelves? eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Hitting speed bumps in your hiring process? Streamline your route to hired with Indeed. Their hiring platform makes it easy to attract, screen, and interview candidates all in the same place. Find your next great hired and visit Indeed.com/credit.
When the kids turn unholy, Harrelson's Own keeps my patience divine.
Life can be chaotic, but Harrelson's Own CBD helps keep you calm through any storm. We make every bottle of Harrelson's Own from 100% organic CBD, hand-harvested right from the farm. Our nano-emulsified technology makes it so your body absorbs it immediately. So you start to feel it in seconds, not 60 minutes. It's actually one of the fastest-acting CBDs on the market today. Some people take it for general well-being. For me, it just makes everything about my day a little better.
It helps me relax. It helps me be there with my kids. Give your life a boost.
So to sum it all up, you're going to feel the benefits quickly, love the way it feels, pay a fair price, and you're going to thank us for it. Give Harrelson's Own a try, from our family to yours. Go to HarrelsonCBD.com to order yours now. HarrelsonCBD.com.
Welcome back to the quickest podcast ever, brought to you by Kohl's.
Today's topic, holiday traditions.
They're the best.
Agreed. So I went to Kohl's and got 40% off Cuddle Duds throws for movie night and 40% off outerwear.
Ooh, for caroling?
More like sledding. Also got an Amazon Echo Show 8 so the kids can bake with Grandma.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So is the extra 25% I saved and the Kohl's cash I got.
I take it saving's one of your favorite traditions, too.
You know it. Select styles. Offers end December 8th. Some exclusions apply. Amazon coupons do not apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
The stockings were hung by the chimney with care in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. St. Nicholas and my family, they'll all be here.
The holidays are coming, and so are the guests. Are you sure your home's ready? Let Over the Moon Cleaning Services do the heavy lifting for you. Right now, Over the Moon is offering Sportsocracy listeners 20% off a deep clean when you schedule bi-weekly or weekly cleanings. Call them today at 585-0146 and book a free estimate. 585-0146. Here in Beer City, we take homegrown seriously. And since 2012, Wicked Weed Brewing has been pushing the boundaries of the industry. They've not only created staples like the Freak of Nature Double IPA, the Lieutenant Dank, and Pernicious, but they also opened the first sour beer tap room on the East Coast. Wicked Weed has also supported our local community to the tune of $1.6 million with the Beers That Build program. Visit one of their 4 locations, schedule a brewery tour, or place an order for pickup or delivery. WickedWeedBrewing.com.
Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news? Who's gonna break the news?
And welcome back into the Sportsocracy. I'm Tank Spencer. And he's Jeremy Greene. And we have breaking news in the NFL.
And I still absolutely hate that button.
I don't care. I love doing my little dance. And you're not gonna stop me from doing it. Anyway, breaking news in the NFL. Antonio Brown, Mike Edwards, and John Franklin III have all been suspended for the next 3 games because they misrepresented their vaccination status. The NFL has done its review, and apparently it is true that Antonio Brown got a fake vaccination card and presented it to the team.
Why am I not shocked?
Of course you're not shocked.
With Antonio Brown, why am I not surprised? I feel like I should be, but I'm not.
No, you shouldn't be. I don't know why you feel that way. You have been telling me since he signed a contract with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last year that, just wait, something's going to happen.
Yeah, because
there's
he's a
shenanigans.
crazy person.
There's always shenanigans. There's shenanigans. And the NFL has said, no, you cannot do that. Apparently he got a fake vaccination card. I don't know what the details are on Mike Edwards, but I'd have to say since they're teammates, he probably got him one, or at least hooked him up with his guy to get a fake vaccination card. And then John Franklin III, he's a free agent. I looked at that and I was like, why do I know that name? He was on like the second season of Last Chance U. He was a former Florida State scout team quarterback who ended up at that East Mississippi Technical State College or whatever it is.
Community
the JUCO.
college.
Yeah, the JUCO school. And he was on that Last Chance U program. And as you know, he's a free agent wide receiver. So if a team does pick him up, he will have to serve a 3-game suspension if he lands on a roster. But the news came out yesterday that Antonio Brown's still hurt and he's going to miss the next 2 games anyway. So I guess we can call it kind of even. But they will be suspended without pay. The NFL wants to make sure that everybody that everybody knows we're not screwing around. You misrepresent your vaccination status and you will be punished.
Here's a question.
Mm-hmm.
And, we don't talk about political things on this show. But I have to ask this. In 2021, how in the world did we settle on, look, we have this little card that you write things on? How did we do that?
I don't know.
There's an app for everything.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know how we ended up with that because I was thinking about this the other day remember when we had to go, when we went to the Asheville Championships and we had to show our vaccination card to get into the building to do the show from there and all of that. I was driving around the other day thinking, I have no idea where that vaccination card is now.
You know where mine is?
It's stored on your phone?
In my grandma billfold that you make fun of.
He does have the grandma billfold.
But, okay, it's because I don't want to sit on a wallet, and I have to carry my phone with me everywhere I go.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what?
So you got this nice little purse around it, and that's fine.
I still have my card, and you're
out
of luck.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess I'm out of luck. I'm sure I'll find it somewhere. But I don't know why. Like, this day and age, with the technology that we have, yes, you're right. There's no reason that we should have these little paper cards with, handwritten notes on them.
Patrick Holt in the comments said vaccine records are still paper records. Medical coding hasn't changed much. I know. I'm asking why.
Right.
I'm asking, but why?
Because that's a lot of coding, and we don't have enough people to do that work.
I don't need you to code everything.
I have no idea.
Okay? Could we not have possibly come up with an app?
Right. All those people that got fired by Initech all those years ago, can we not get them to do all of this?
Initech, wasn't that from Office Space?
Yes, it was.
Hey!
Thank you for catching up.
Movie reference.
He's got a movie reference. Let's give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Can we not get those people to key in all of this information so that we don't have to do this anymore, that we can make it all electronical?
By the way, I watched a movie last night. I'm just throwing that out there. I don't ever watch movies.
Did you really?
It was a movie from 5 years ago, but yeah, I watched it last night.
Who? Jeremy saw a movie. What movie?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
From like 5 years ago.
Yeah, Michael Bay did a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Oh, the big beefy turtles?
Yeah,
that's...
By the way, I was yesterday
that.
years old when I found that out. You want to talk about how I didn't have a childhood and I was so scarred and all those things?
Yeah.
Love the Ninja Turtles. And I will fight you to this day. At 34 years old, I will still fight you that was the best cartoon.
Yep.
Not even close.
Yep.
Closest I ever came to breaking a bone before I turned the age of 8 was jumping off my grandmother's couch.
Pretending to be
Donatello.
Donatello, really?
Yeah, he had the stick.
Really? I was the Michelangelo kid.
Which is funny because if we were recasting this now, I would think you would be Donatello and I would be Michelangelo.
Probably so. You'd be the wild, crazy one, and I would be the solid guy in the group. Yeah.
That's kind of where I was headed with that.
I liked Michelangelo. Why?
I have no idea.
Because he ate all the pizza. Because that's all he ever thought about was pizza.
As I watched that movie, the only thing I could think about was I would give $500 US for a slice of pizza right now.
Lifestyle changes are fun, aren't they?
It was even CGI pizza, and I didn't care. It's like that's computer-enhanced pizza, and it still looks delicious.
Not a chance you were getting me to watch that movie. And I like Michael Bay movies. I like the Transformer movies and all that. I'm good with those. But there was no chance you were getting me to watch beefy Ninja Turtles that looked like I can't even. Their faces looked really, really weird. I just
You mean like turtles? They did look like big turtles.
Yeah, it was just something weird about them. Can't put my finger on it.
There was something weird about big, overgrown human turtles. Their faces are what got you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. A man that's watched every movie ever made about space bears and gold trash cans and beeping vacuum cleaners.
I'm not saying
the realism of the talking human turtle's face is what. You are maddeningly inconsistent. If I could just be perfectly honest.
That's right. Patrick Holt. He's a party dude. Yeah, he's a party dude.
Like me.
You ready to get weird?
Yes.
It's weird enough
On the
already.
weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
All right, I got to go with this because I saw it before. It doesn't make sense to me, and I'm going to let you explain it. I'm going to let you explain it on the air so everybody else can have the same reaction here.
This should be good because I have no idea what you're about to say.
Yeah, you do. So, revenge porn. You know what revenge porn is?
I do.
Yeah, people posting dirty pictures and videos of their exes online.
Don't do crimes!
No, don't do crimes. Don't do crimes at all. But Meta, which is the new Facebook.
No. Don't do that. Do not give credence to that name. If you give it credence, they will start calling it that. And no.
Facebook's parent company, Meta, has worked with the UK-based nonprofit Revenge Porn Helpline to build a tool that lets people prevent their intimate images from being uploaded to Facebook, Instagram, and other participating platforms without their consent. Now, this, as I understand it, is a program that if you have said materials somewhere, you have pictures, you have videos somewhere, you can send them pictures, naughty pictures of yourself, and then they will then mark those and turn them into, what do they call them, hashes, so that the algorithms in the computers will pick up on your images, your dirty images, and make sure that none of these posts ever stay. Basically, somebody tries to post one of your pictures or your videos, the hashes that they have created from your body image, it's going to stop this from happening. Now, it's not a horrible idea. It's actually a pretty good idea. The only thing is I have a problem. Like, I don't want people seeing those. Why would I voluntarily send those pictures to you? Like, is there a guy behind the computer that is getting all of the nudie pictures? And I'm not cool with that.
There's a lot to unpack from this.
Okay.
First of all,
yeah,
as a show that is listened to by a lot of men, just don't do it. Like, just say no to that.
Yeah.
It's a bad look. It's never been good for anybody. It's never worked for anybody. Okay? I'm fully convinced of that. It's never worked in the history of ever. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I had to get that out of the way first. Second of all, the fact that you think that the way this would work is that there's somebody at Facebook and that's their job, and they're sitting here clicking through them, is everything that anybody that listens to this show needs to know about why I do all of the computer things.
100%.
Because that is not how that works at all.
Okay. So
That's done by an algorithm.
So I'm not like emailing this to the company and somebody's opening the email and going, okay, now I have to create a hash out of this.
Hold on. Let me just be really honest with yourself. If you're wanting to use this service, and if you are, please don't tell me, because I feel like that would ruin my ability to have fun for the rest of my life. But
there's no need
if you
for that.
are, make sure you use the app and don't send them to steve@aol.com. All right? That will keep that from being a problem. Because if that is the address you're sending it to, now maybe you have a problem.
Right. Do I not send this to stop revenge porn at google.com?
At hotmail.com. If it ends in Hotmail, AOL, Net Zero, let's see, what else?
MSN.
MSN. Yeah. I still to this day don't know what that is. Just don't do that. But
it is a problem that needs a solution. Maybe this is the solution. It's just, as somebody who doesn't fully understand all the computer things, this really struck me of, wait, why am I going to give it over voluntarily? Like, there are leaks in computer programs all the time. So what would stop somebody from being able to hack in and steal all of these images? And then put them back out. Is that not how it works?
There are days that I want to ask you, how do you survive? Like, in this technological world, like, are you one of those people that grabs your remote and goes, television on?
No, they actually gave me a remote that will do that now, and I refuse to do it. So I don't want the government knowing what I'm watching.
There are days that I wonder how you survive in this world. And I mean that legitimately.
I don't trust that Alexa girl. There's something funky about her.
You make my head hurt in a way that can only be explained aggressively. That Alexa girl. You do. I feel like I know the answer to this, but I have to ask this just to be sure. You do realize that's not an actual person, right?
Wait, I thought that was like movie phone. Like, you just ask her to look up something, and there's somebody on the other side that's like, okay, let me Google it. Hang on, you're too lazy to get off your couch.
With virtually any other person I've ever met in my life, I would assume that you were screwing with me. With you, I cannot be so sure of that.
I am the oldest 39-year-old man on the planet. It's not. Just go ahead and say it. That's not how any of this works.
This is the third separate time I have heard of a government coalescence to figure out what you watch on television in one day, in 24 hours.
Big Brother's watching.
Nobody cares how many Office reruns you watch. No one cares.
It's only 6 or 7 a month.
I don't believe it. Over.
Nah.
Over under 4.5 mayonnaise jars buried in your backyard full of change.
over.
I was about to say, you're not talking to a computer, you're talking into a microphone, so it's better this way.
We're going out on the interwebs. This is streamed through a computer. They're capturing everything I say, and there's going to be people on my doorstep at some point. Just move on.
The fact that there's people in our chat going, that's how voice activate, I'm well aware. Okay, just can we be? I mean, I don't know if this shows through when we do this show. I understand computer things pretty well, and that might be underselling that a bit. I got it. Yeah, somebody cares. It's people that are trying to sell things to you. The government does not care.
Still unsettling to me that I did that story the other day about established titles. Now it won't go away.
Established titles.
Yeah. Remember that you could buy a piece of land out in Scotland to be a lord or a lady? Now I see that ad everywhere.
Yeah, that's because you're the first person that ever clicked on it. So they went, just keep giving them to him. He's the first one that's ever clicked on this.
Right.
And it's so comical. You're not listening to what I'm saying. The chat keeps going, say something on your... Look who you're talking to, okay? I've run probably more targeted ads through Facebook than anybody you've ever met in your life. I used to do it for a living. I know exactly how that works. It's not the government. It's Amazon more than anything. I get what you're saying. You're just tying this to the wrong thing. I've heard this same argument 3 times today from 3 separate people.
Have you really?
Yes.
I had no clue about that.
You were one, and I can't say the other 2 because people might know who they are. and you know, I feel like I'd be remiss if I didn't say this. I didn't need a reason to drink today, but I am really glad that I have been given it.
Your story.
Oh.
Yeah, weird news.
You went so long, I forgot that I hadn't given my own story. We went 14 minutes going full tinfoil hat on your head, government conspiracy, and I forgot I hadn't told the story
I'm
yet.
just waiting for you to do yours.
When you were sitting there looking at me, I'm like, you do realize that you're the one that says things, and then I say ridiculousness, and this is how this works. Oh, yeah, I have to tell one of these stories.
Yeah, you do.
New York City just had a mayoral election. This story seems so not important now that Tank has fully said that he wears a tinfoil hat.
They hack into the mayoral election?
I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
I'm sure they did.
Alexa did it.
The Board of Elections released its certified results on Tuesday evening. There were a litany of write-in votes, and many of them were sports-related. Carmelo Anthony, Derek Jeter.
Nice.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
He's the next president.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Patrick Ewing. Tim Thomas. We don't know if it was the Bruins goalie or the former journeyman in the NBA. Don't know.
I'm going to go with the Bruins goalie.
Will Smith. Assuming the actor, not the Dodgers catcher or the Braves pitcher. However, there were a couple in New York, a couple athletes in New York, that would theoretically have won the sports mayoral election.
Okay.
Would you care to take a guess at who they are? Now, just bear in mind, this is in New York.
In New York. John Starks.
Okay, let me give you a hint because that was actually pretty funny.
Yeah, thank you.
Somebody that has played in that state within the last, quarter of a century. I almost said millennium.
Nice.
Yeah, he played.
Was it Zach Wilson?
No, but I would have voted for Zach Wilson.
Oh, I'm sure you would have.
Aaron Judge.
Okay.
He had 9 votes. He would have theoretically won, and Julius Randle had 6.
Ah, yes. Julius Randle.
And this is just for people that listen to our show. The 5 of the 9 votes for Aaron Judge came from Staten Island. Who's shocked? Nobody? Okay, I didn't think so.
That's great.
People from New York just laughed at that. Everybody else went, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I'm not from New York, but I spent enough time there.
Write-in votes are fun. We used to get those reports in the newsroom when I was working at WWNC, and you could see all of the breakdowns of who
you
got.
could see all the write-in votes?
Yeah, you could see like who, because they would give you a printout of like there were 38 votes cast for Woody Woodpecker, and people just write in stupid stuff. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, I was about to ask you a question and say, do you remember ever seeing Yosemite Sam?
Yeah, that one got a bunch.
Hi.
Did you really do that?
One time, a whole bunch of times.
Nice.
I actually wrote in Yosemite Sam for virtually everything on a ballot one time.
Problem is, those votes don't ever count, or at least they don't in the state of North Carolina.
Then why do they give me a write-in vote?
You have to be a certified write-in candidate for your votes
If
to
you're
count.
a certified write-in candidate, why are you not on a stupid ballot?
Because it's after the deadline.
This
things.
is like the last 20 minutes of my life have taken
This
at
has
least
broken your brain.
No, it's taken at least 4 months of my life expectancy. Like the good thing is, I know I wasn't scheduled to die within the next 4 months, or I would have already done it.
Right.
Because it has worn me out to that point. We can't have vax cards that are electronic because the government would get you. And the government's after your internet. It's just, oh, good Lord. I need to go home and oh, boy. You know, this day started with such promise. We were doing good things for children. We were doing toys. It was such a great morning.
Still a great day.
And then I walked in that door. And as soon as I walked in that door, it has just seemingly been like,
this is on the downward spiral.
can we make Jeremy drink at work? Like, how much do we have to push him before he physically cracks a beer in the studio?
Speaking of doing good things for
that
children.
Close. I'm that close.
Yeah, be sure to make a stop by the Ingles on Smoky Park Highway until 9 o'clock tonight, all day tomorrow, and then in the morning and midday on Saturday for the Ingles Magical Christmas Toy Drive, benefiting Evelyn Charity's St. Nicholas Project. We've got all the iHeart stations out there. Ingles is obviously hosting this whole thing. They are the chief sponsor of the toy drive, and they have set up some amazing stuff. Like, usually, we'd go down to Tunnel Road and we'd set up a couple of tents, and it's way more than that now. They've got a stage set up in between the Planet Fitness and the Ingles store there on Smoky Park Highway. They're going to be having live music, I think, as we speak. There is live music out there.
I believe so. I know Joe. Let's see, Joe Lasher Jr. and Caitlin Baker are playing tomorrow night.
All right, so here is the schedule. I'll give you the event schedule for the Ingles Magical Christmas Toy Drive, benefiting Evelyn Charity's St. Nicholas Project. So at 5 to 6:30 today, the big guy's going to be there. So take all your kids out to see Santa in Santa's Go Mini Workshop. And Crocodile Smile will take the stage at 7 o'clock. There will be music up until 9 o'clock tonight. Tomorrow, you have music starting at 3 o'clock. Ricky Gunter is going to be on the stage from 3 to 4:30. Then you got some music in between. Carolers are going to show up at 6 o'clock. Joe Lasher and Caitlin Baker are going to be out there performing from 7 to 8. You got more music until 9 o'clock, and then on Saturday, Lyric will play from 10:30 until 11:30, and then 12 to 1, it will be Joe Lasher and Caitlin Baker again performing at the Ingles Magical Christmas Toy Drive, benefiting Evelyn Charity's St. Nicholas Project. And here's the thing, there are so many other cool perks this year as well. Not only can you go by there and make a toy donation, but as usual, you can register to win gas or groceries for a year from Ingles. We'll do that drawing at the end of, or I think early next week, we're going to do that drawing. Then you can also get entered into a contest for car washes for a year from Zips Car Wash. And you give the $10 donation, and they will give you a coupon for a $20 car wash. That's a pretty good deal.
This is basic capitalism.
Yeah. And they had cupcake gift certificates they were giving out today from A La Cupcakes. So there's just all the free stuff.
It's all the wins. Yeah. You're going to Ingles anyway. Low prices, love the savings. You're going to pick up your groceries anyway.
Right.
Just bring a toy. Help out.
Right.
Get all the free things.
And Jeremy will be out there at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. I will be out there at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. And
I will be there in much less coat than I was today.
8 o'clock is still going to be cold, so you might want to wear one.
I don't care.
He'll be out there
By
in
the
his
end of the
shorts
day-
and his flip-flops.
100% away. Yeah, by the time that we left today, I swear to you, I had regretted every clothing decision I had made for the entire day.
He wore his Denver Nuggets sweater all day in the sun.
Yep.
And the studio's starting to stink, so I think we got to take a break and, you need to go air out outside or something. We'll be right back here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
No accidents or stalls on the roadways. 240 westbound slow between Chuns Cove Road and Montford Avenue. 26 westbound slow between Airport Road and Long Shoals Road. Haywood County 40 westbound stop and go between Fines Creek Road and Harmon Den Road. Sweden Creek Road north and southbound approaching Mills Gap Road. Expect delays. Near Inca Village, Sardis Road, moving from Sandhill Road to Pond Road, delays east and westbound. Charlotte Highway moving well. I'm Lyndon Field with your Time Saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse's Clean Shop Promise. It's the Black Friday sale at Mattress Warehouse. Save up to $1,000. Plus, get free next day delivery on orders over $8.99. With their 1-year price guarantee, why shop anywhere else? Visit sleephappens.com for a store near you.
There's something for everyone on Discovery Plus. The streaming home of ghostly freakouts, muscle car spinouts, and 90-day makeouts.
I'm really in love with her.
Start your free trial today for exclusive originals and a huge collection of favorites.
Whoa!
Then dive into nature docs, geek out with the family, and get your grub on.
I could eat this every day.
The streaming home of true crime, paranormal, food, home, nature, romance, plus so much more. Discovery Plus. Start your free trial. Terms apply.
We've lost so many people to COVID. So many moms and dads, favorite uncles, older sisters, and best friends. But vaccines can help prevent serious illness and death from COVID in more than 9 out of 10 cases. So, now almost all COVID deaths are preventable, and so are the broken hearts they leave behind. We can do this. Find COVID vaccines near you at vaccines.gov. That's vaccines.gov. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
When the kids turn unholy, Harrelson's Own keeps my patience divine.
Life can be chaotic, but Harrelson's Own CBD helps keep you calm through any storm. We make every bottle of Harrelson's Own from 100% organic CBD, hand-harvested right from the farm. Our nano-emulsified technology makes it so your body absorbs it immediately, so you start to feel it in seconds, not 60 minutes. It's actually one of the fastest-acting CBDs on the market today. Some people take it for general well-being. For me, it just makes everything about my day a little better.
It helps me relax. It helps me be there with my kids. Give your life a boost.
So to sum it all up, you're going to feel the benefits quickly, love the way it feels, pay a fair price, and you're going to thank us for it. Give Harrelson's Own a try, from our family to yours. Go to harrelsoncbd.com to order yours now. harrelsoncbd.com.
Ray Magliozzi here. The tear in my driver's seat does have sentimental value since my butt's molded to fit it. But I'm ready for a new one from eBay Motors with all the right parts at the right prices. 122 million of them. Till then, I'll just scooch. eBay Motors, let's ride.
At Ingles, we're proud to partner with so many athletics organizations to bring you the very best of everything sports have to offer. And we're also proud to bring so many great game day options to you crazy fans out there. Like the best meat in town, crisp, fresh produce, ice-cold beverages, and more. Whether you're loading up for that road trip or preparing for the homestand, we've got you covered. Ingles. Low prices. Love the savings.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
The Sportsocracy.
That is some good, clean family fun there, eh, Cot?
Right you are. It is ESPN Asheville 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400 You are in the sportsocracy where, you know, sometimes we do talk sports, but we like to make fun of each other more.
Making fun of each other is markedly easier. By the way, 3 of the recruits that have decommitted from Oklahoma since Lincoln Riley left have now committed with USC. Who's shocked?
And let me guess, they're all the 5 stars that he had recruited from Southern California.
Are.
Of course they
are.
You knew that was going to happen.
The arms race in college football has amped up to another level.
Yeah. And he's one of those that got a boatload of money to do so. Do you think that that's going to lift the boats? That tide of money is going to lift the boats for NFL coaches as well?
From college?
Yeah.
No.
Really?
No. You're having to do this in college. This is okay. I'm going to say something about the 2 programs that have done this because I've been asked this question a bunch of times. Here's what nobody wants to talk about with USC and LSU. They gave a bajillion dollars, $95 million to Brian Kelly, over $100 million to Lincoln Riley. Do you know why? Because they had to. Because neither one of these were super alluring jobs right this second. USC, because you haven't been good. Clay Helton, you left Clay Helton in the job for so long, he couldn't recruit.
Right.
Brian Kelly takes over a roster that is incredibly talented. Ed Orgeron recruited well. The problem is that there's no stability. He won a national title 23 months ago. He's unemployed now. And a lot of guys, as I told you on this show, this was going to be a problem. That was a problem. It was the reason Lincoln Riley backed out of a commitment with LSU and went to USC. Lincoln Riley was so far down the rabbit hole with LSU that they were ordering food for the banquet where they announced him.
Right.
That's how far he got with LSU.
Right, and what was it that the LSU execs or administration found out on Twitter? That he was taking the USC job.
Yeah.
They thought he was coming there.
And I got news for you. Oklahoma has 2 options. You're either going to open up the purse strings and cut a stupid check, or you're going to wind up with someone like Brent Venables, and 5 years from now, you're going to be borderline irrelevant.
Right.
Your choice. It's up to you. You can go get the big name, the name right now, Lane Kiffin. Or you'll be irrelevant in a few years. The choice is yours.
We're expecting a big beatdown on Thursday night football tonight. Of course, we will discuss what happens with you coming up tomorrow right here on ESPN Asheville at 3 o'clock. Don't forget to join us every weekday morning at 10 a.m. as well, just on the YouTube channel. Check us out at thesportsocracy.com.
This is your Exergent Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Clear skies, temperatures way out of line. Should be in the low 30s. We'll settle into the low 40s, and we may see a record setter on Friday as we head up to 72 degrees, sunshine, a few clouds. Mid-50s is where we are supposed to be. Low 40s for Friday night under partly cloudy skies, and we open up the weekend Saturday mostly sunny. A little cooler, up to around 65, even cooler Sunday. Jeff Eno from the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Friday Health Plans. Friday Health Plans is designed for people who buy their own health insurance with benefits like unlimited $0 primary care and mental health visits in person and online. Financial aid available. Get a quote at FridayHealthPlans.com. All plans issued by Friday Health Plans of North Carolina, Inc.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
No accidents or stalls in the roadways. 240 westbound slow between Chuns Cove Road and Montford Avenue. 26 westbound slow between Airport Road and Long Shoals Road. Haywood County 40 westbound stop and go between Fines Creek Road and Harmon Den Road. Sweden Creek Road north and southbound approaching Mills Gap Road. Expect delays near Inca Village. Sardis Road moving from Sandhill Road to Pond Road. Delays east and westbound. Charlotte Highway moving well. I'm Lyndon Field with your time saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by BioNTech and Pfizer. Festivals, football, the great outdoors. Some people say fall is the best time of the year. It may also be a great time to consider getting vaccinated against COVID-19. Sponsored by BioNTech and Pfizer.
From the Ingles studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.